Hi everyone, how are you? Okay, dears, this is Rana Sir. Welcome to our Rana Sir educational channel. Today, I will talk about vector analysis. Now, here I have already explained the concept of vector analysis, that is vector quantities, and also about the scalar quantities. But now I am explaining the concept of types of vectors. There are 14 types of vectors. Two vectors already I have defined with you. First is the position vector and second is the displacement vector. Already I have discussed started with you. Okay, student. Now about the position vector, here I will also give one example, that is one question I will write, and how we will find the position vector of the given two two vectors, that is one vector will be given in the first quadrant and second vector will also given in second quadrant. Then I will say these are the position vector. With the help of position vector I will find the displacement vector. Okay, so some numerical I will solve on this topic because this is important, because question will be asked on this topic. So this is very important, how we have to get position displacement vector, and after getting the value of displacement vector then we will also find the speed of the position vector in a given time interval. In other words, we can say that a object which is moving in 3 dimensions and that object will have position vector. Now that object is also moving after some time. So here I will consider time will be 2 seconds. So another, that vector will move at another point. So I will say the position vector will also be there. So after moving, so we will calculate the displacement vector, and after calculating displacement vector we will find the speed of the object when that object is moving from starting point to ending point in 2 seconds. So that value of the speed I will calculate here. Okay, so here one numericals I will write itself and then I will give its appropriate solution. So if you will solve this question, so another question from the textbook or any question which will be asked in your exam, so you can easily solve. Okay, so one information I am going to say you, if you will understand these questions as such concept, so you like this live video and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also improve, that is update and develop their knowledge of this topic. Now one additional information I am also going to tell you, you also subscribe this educational channel, that is channel name is RANA SIR UP KUSHINAGAR. You follow it positively. Okay, now here additional information I will always tell you. First of all, you have to take one notebook and then you have to also take one pen, and then you have to sit at your location properly, positively and also safely to write all informations which are written on the blackboard, and also which informations you are understanding. So those informations you write on your notebook, that will help in your future. Okay, that is your in your life. Okay, now here this is the physics of the class 11 student who is reading in English medium, so those students can also understand easily. But after explaining the solution of the question or concept of the physics, so after explaining in Hindi I will also translate into Hindi. So students who are reading in Hindi medium, are students who are rated in CBSE EP board, that is also in CBSE board. Those students can also understand the concept of vector analysis in detail, because here I am explaining the concept of types of vector. The position vector already started, I have told with you. Now position displacement vector I have also described its concept. Now here I will solve all numericals, so that concept will clear from this point. Okay, so here I am going to write one question. So that question will be as: if a object which is moving, if an object which is moving from point O is the origin, from point O to P, and its vector is R1, which is equal to, I write to I vector I cap plus 3 vector j cap, and then here I write minus 5 vector k cap. Okay, now after 2 seconds here I write, after here I am going to write 3 seconds, that object is moving, that object moved at point Q, at point Q. So the position vector will be as R2 will be, I will say here, minus 3I cap plus 2j cap plus 7 k cap. So find the displacement vector. Therefore find the displacement vector. This displacement vector, and also find its speed. Okay, in the given time interval, because here I will say the concept of this question I will explain, then I will draw the 3-dimensional, that is its figure I will draw in the xy plane, and then I will find the displacement vector. Here I will see, I will find the displacement vector, and also I will find its speed. So that is the information, and those information I will explain with the concept of drawing, that is with the concept of figure, that is its diagram I will draw here for getting the displacement vector and also the value of speed. Okay, here one object which is moving from the point O to the point P. So after moving, I will say its vector is written like this. Now after 3 seconds, that object is also moved at point Q. So here I will say that object has moved at point Q. So position vector of the point O to Q will be R2, and its value is written as like minus 3 vector I cap plus 2 vector j cap plus 7 vector k cap. So we have to find the displacement vector that is length, that is PQ, and then I will take its magnitude, and after taking its magnitude then I will find the concept of speed. Speed is also known as distance with the time. So I will take the magnitude of this displacement vector, and time is given here 3 seconds. So distance divided by time, that formula will give the value of speed. Okay, so this concept I will use, and after using I will find the value of displacement vector and also speed. Okay, so these informations I will explain in detail. Okay, because here there is no space, so important information which are necessary I will keep, and other information I will erase. Okay student, so first of all we have to know this position vector. Here I will say position vector r1. Here I have to write the value of r1. So here properly I am going to write the r1 vector r1, whose vector value is I cap 3 plus I cap plus 2. 2 vector I cap, here I write 3 vector j cap minus 5 vector k cap, and the value of r2. Now here time is given, t is equal to 3 seconds. So this information I have to write. Now I will erase this one, and after erasing I will put the second position vector. The second position vector is r2 is equal to minus 3 vector I cap plus 2 vector j cap plus 7 vector k cap. So I have to write it. Now the question is that we have to find displacement vector. One information is displacement vector. This PLACEPLENT displacement vector. We have to find displacement vector, and next is speed of that object. So we will find the value of speed. So these two values I have to find. So this is the required information. All these required information I will explain with diagram, because if I will draw diagram then I will solve. So after solving we will get its appropriate value. Okay, so now I am going to draw xy plane. Now one line I will draw which is parallel to the y-axis, that is the y-axis. Now one line I will draw parallel to the horizontal axis. That axis I will say that is the x-axis. So here I have to write x-axis. So this is the x-axis. Now this line I will say y-axis. Y-axis. Okay. Now the intersection of y-axis and x-axis I will say origin. Oh, because origin is started origin. It is started with O, so I will put here O, but its coordinate will be 0, 0. So there is no need to write coordinate, but we have to know its meaning in detail. Okay. Now one vector which is available R1. So one vector I am drawing R1. So this is the position vector, and any vector which is starting from origin. So that is, I will say that is the position vector. Now on this vector one point I am taking, whose one point I have to take here. So that point is P. So I will say another vector. Now its value I am going to also write there. So if I will write, so there will be confusion. So there I have to write here a vector which is going from O to P. So that vector here I will write with the help of R1 vector vector. So I will say this is the first position vector, that is OP. So here I will write vector OP which is equal to R1. So value of vector R1 is given here. Similarly, if that vector is moving after 3 seconds, so I will say that is the vector R2, that is the vector R2, but I have to take a point Q on this vector, so that will be Q. Now I will join from P to Q, so its direction will be this. So this is a direction and this will be direction. So here I will say we have to find the vector PQ. Now vector OP is available and also vector OQ is also available. So with the help of these two vectors we will find the value vector PQ, and that PQ can be obtained by this formula, because this is the triangle OPQ. This is a triangle. So triangle OQ can be written as OP, vector OP plus vector PQ, because this is a triangle. So this vector OP vector plus PQ vector which is equal to OQ vector. So here I have written OQ vector which is equal to OP vector plus PQ vector. So we have to find the value of PQ vector. Now this vector is also known as displacement vector. So properly I have to write displacement vector. Displacement vector. So PQ is the displacement vector and OP is the position vector, and OQ is also the position vector. Okay, so here I can say Q, here I am writing. So OP is also position vector and OQ is also position vector, but P to Q is the displacement vector. So here I will say this is also position vector, this is also position vector, but this will be displacement vector. Okay, so we have to find the value of PQ. Now this is the left hand side data, and this is the left hand side data, this is the right hand side data. Here I write left hand side data and this is the right hand side data. If all data from the right hand side I will put in the left hand side, and all data from the left hand side I will put in the right hand side, so there will be no change in my solution. Okay, so we can put it. So OP, vector OP plus vector PQ, vector OP plus vector PQ which is equal to vector OQ. So this value I have to put there. Now vector PQ I will write which is equal to OQ vector, and this is the plus sign. OP has plus sign and it will go in right hand side, so its sign will change. So I will write OP vector. So this is the required information. In other words, we can say that this is the formula if we have to get the position vector from P to Q. So that will be vector OQ minus OP. This is the resultant. So PQ is equal to OQ minus OP. So this is the required formula, and the value of OQ I have to write OQ is equal to, here I write this vector. OQ is the R2, OQ is the R2 and OP is the R1. So here I write OP. Vector OP is R1. So here there are two vectors. One is R1 and R2. R1 is also represented as OP vector and R2 is also represented as OQ vector. Okay. So after simplifying with the help of a triangle formula, and then I have got the position vector, that is position vector is PQ which is equal to OQ minus OP. PQ is the position vector, PQ is the displacement vector, and OQ is the position vector, and OP is also position vector. So we will substitute the value of vector OQ and also OQ in this. I will say this is the equation number 1. After substituting, we will simplify, and then after simplify, we will find the displacement vector, that is PQ. PQ is the displacement vector. Okay, these information I will also explain in Hindi, so students who are reading in Hindi medium, those students can also understand easily. Okay, तो यहाँ पर हम एक्सप्लेन कर चुके थे कि जो वेक्टर के प्रकार होते हैं वो 14 तरह के होते हैं, जिसमें हम जो पोजीशन वेक्टर होते हैं, पोजीशन वेक्टर को हम ऑलरेडी हम एक्सप्लेन कर चुके थे स्टरडे की क्लास में। इसमें अगर कोई भी वेक्टर ओरिजिन से, ओरिजिन का मीनिंग होता है मूल बिंदु, अगर कोई भी वेक्टर जो होता है मूल बिंदु से स्टार्ट होता है तो उसको जो होता है हम पोजीशन वेक्टर कहते हैं, स्थिर वेक्टर कहेंगे। और हम कहेंगे कि ओपी जो होता है एक पोजीशन वेक्टर होता है, लेकिन जब ये पोजीशन वेक्टर 3 सेकेंड के बाद जो होता है पी पॉइंट से जो होता है क्यू पॉइंट तक मूव कर जाता है, तो मूव कर जाता है, तो उस केस में पोजीशन वेक्टर R2 हो जाता है। R2 का वैल्यू यहाँ पर दिया गया, R2 = -3 वेक्टर I का प्लस 2 वेक्टर J का प्लस 3 7 वेक्टर K का। उसी तरीके से वेक्टर R1 भी दिया गया। वेक्टर R2 को रिप्रेजेंट करता है OQ, वेक्टर OQ और वेक्टर R बोथ जो होता है सेम होता है, उसका नाम पोजीशन वेक्टर होता है। उसी तरीके से R1 वेक्टर जो होता है OP के बराबर होता है, वो भी एक पोजीशन वेक्टर होता है। ओके, यह एक त्रिभुज बन रहा है, OPQ एक त्रिभुज बन रहा है, हम जानते हैं। ये जो होता है हाइपोटेन्यूज को हिंदी में कर्ण कहते हैं, और ये जो होता है उस ट्रेंगल के दो साइड हो गए। तो हाइपोटेन्यूज जो होता है कर्ण जो होता है, जो रेस्ट जो साइड होते हैं भुजा होते हैं, वो दोनों भुजाओं के सम के बराबर होता है। वेक्टर OQ जो होता है वेक्टर OP प्लस PQ होगा। हमको PQ जो होता है हम जानते हैं, PQ को जो होता है डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर करते हैं, उसके वैल्यू को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हम इसको हम यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक राइट हैंड साइड के डेटा को करेंगे, या इक्वल के लेफ्ट में जो है वो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड डेटा होता है। अब एक कंसेप्ट हम यूज कर रहे हैं कि राइट हैंड साइड के सभी डेटा को लेफ्ट में करें और लेफ्ट हैंड साइड के सभी डेटा को राइट में करेंगे, तो इसमें किसी तरह का हमारे क्वेश्चन में जो होता है टूटे नहीं आता है। ओके, तो हमको PQ का वैल्यू निकालना, तो PQ को जो होता है लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में रखेंगे और OP को जो होता है राइट हैंड साइड में रखेंगे। यहाँ पे एक कंसेप्ट यह होता है, जब लेफ्ट हैंड साइड से कोई भी डेटा राइट हैंड साइड में जाएगा या राइट हैंड साइड से कोई भी डेटा लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में आएगा, तो उसका जो चिन्ह होता है साइन होता है वो साइन चेंज हो जाता है। यहाँ पर OP का साइन जो होता है प्लस है, ये राइट हैंड साइड में जाएगा तो इसका साइन माइनस हो जाएगा। अब इसको OQ और OP का वैल्यू ऑलरेडी दिया गया है, उसकी वैल्यू को यहाँ पर सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे, सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे। सिंप्लीफाई करने के बाद से हमको एक वेक्टर मिलेगा PQ। उस PQ वेक्टर को हम क्या करते हैं, डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर करते हैं, जो हमारे क्वेश्चन में पूछा गया था कि डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर को फाइंड आउट करें। और डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर मिल जाएगा तो OQ जब वेक्टर जो होता है OP से मूव किया 3 सेकेंड के बाद से वो OQ पर पहुंचा है, तो उस केस में किस स्पीड से पहुंचा है, किस चाल से पहुंचा है, उस चाल के वैल्यू को हमको कैलकुलेट करना है। ओके स्टूडेंट, तो these are the information of the question. We have to find first of all displacement vector, and then we will take the magnitude of that displacement vector. I will get the distance from the point P to Q. Now time is also given 3 seconds, that is moving from P to Q. So after dividing in distance, I will get a value, and that value will be the speed of the object which is moving from point P to Q. Okay, so this concept I will use to find the displacement vector and also the value of the speed. Okay, so you positively follow it, and I am going to concentrate here. I am going to calculate its value. Okay, so above data positively I am going to read, and after reading I will find the value of displacement vector. So that displacement vector I am writing in bracket, that is important. Now here I am going to vector PQ. Now in the place of vector OQ, so vector OQ has value this one, so I will put its value 3 vector I cap plus 2 vector j cap plus 7 vector k cap. So in the place of vector OQ I have put its value here. Now here minus sign is there, so I will put here minus sign. Again in the bracket I will write the value of vector OP. So the OP is R1 and its value is this one is in vector form. So I will write here 2 vector I cap plus 3 vector j cap minus 5 vector k cap. So the value of vector OQ and OP I have substituted here, and after substituting I will simplify. After simplify I will get the value of position vector. Okay, now zero data I am going to erase. Now here I will collect the coefficient of vector I and also coefficient of vector j and also coefficient of vector k. So here vector vector I cap I will take count. So coefficient of this I is minus 3, so I will put here minus 3. Now this I has coefficient 2, but it has minus sign, so plus and minus, multiplication of plus and minus, that will be minus. So here I can write, because the coefficient of I from both vector I have collected here. Similarly I will put here vector j cap. Now in this case the coefficient of j is 2, so I will put here 2, but here the coefficient of j is 3 plus, this is plus sign, but here is minus sign. If minus and plus I will multiply, so I will get value minus. So here I will put minus 3. Again I will substitute. I will also take the coefficient of vector k. Now in here the coefficient of vector k is 7, so here I will put 7, but here the coefficient of k is minus 5 and here is minus 5 is also minus is also available. So multiplication of minus and minus, that will be plus, and here coefficient is 5, so here I will put 5. So this is the vector PQ. This is the vector PQ. Now its value I will summarize. After summarizing I will say this is the value of position vector. Okay, this is one answer of the given question. Okay student, now further I will simplify. After simplify I will write the actual position vector. Okay, so first of all big information I am also going to explain in Hindi. So student who are reading in Hindi medium, that is in PP board, so those students can also get its solution properly, because such types of questions will be available in your exam. So this is the class 11 kids and students who are reading in 9th, those students can also understand, but further they will also read about this concept. Okay, now I am going to explain in Hindi. हम जानते हैं कि यह एक्स एक्सिस है, ये वाई एक्सिस है। जब एक्स एक्सिस और वाई एक्सिस के बीच का एंगल जो होता है 90 डिग्री होता है, तो हम कहते हैं कि यह एक्स वाई प्लेन है। और दोनों का जो परान बिंदु होता है, जिसको हिंदी में प्रतिच्छेद बिंदु कहते हैं और इंग्लिश में पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन कहते हैं, वो ओरिजिन होता है। अब इस ओरिजिन से कोई भी वेक्टर पास करता है तो उसको हम पोजीशन वेक्टर के नाम से जानते हैं। तो यह एक वेक्टर है R1 जो का OP एक वेक्टर है, OP वेक्टर जो R1 के बराबर है, और इसकी वैल्यू को यहाँ पर दिया गया R1 जो OP के बराबर है, ये जो है वेक्टर दिया गया I कैप प्लस 3 वेक्टर k कैप माइनस 5 वेक्टर k कैप। ओके, उसी तरीके से अब यह एक ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है पॉइंट P को मूव करके गया है, लेकिन फिर सेकेंड बाद जो होता है वह ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है पॉइंट P को चला जाता है। अगर हम जीरो से ओरिजिन से जो होता है हम क्यू को मिलाते हैं तो यह एक वेक्टर मिलता है, यह दूसरा वेक्टर हो जाएगा। इसको हम R2 के नाम से कहेंगे। वो R2 जो होता है वेक्टर OQ के बराबर होगा, तो ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर रिप्रेजेंट किए हैं। ओके, और इसका वैल्यू जो होता है ऑलरेडी किया गया -3 ऑफ वेक्टर I कैप प्लस 2 वेक्टर J कैप प्लस 7 वेक्टर K कैप। ओके, तो ये भी हमारा पोजीशन वेक्टर है। यहाँ पर दो पोजीशन वेक्टर है, जब हम पॉइंट P को Q से मिलाते हैं तो यह एक डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर होता है। उसके वैल्यू को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए ऑलरेडी मैंने ये ट्रेनिंग के कंसेप्ट को यूज करके वेक्टर OQ इज इक्वल टू वेक्टर OQ प्लस वेक्टर PQ से हमने निकाला था। वेक्टर PQ का वैल्यू देखा ये हुआ है, यहाँ पर सिंप्लीफाई करके हमने रखा है। लेकिन अब जो होता है इसको जो कोफिशिएंट जो होता है सेपरेट है, इसको कंबाइन करके रखेंगे, वो हमारा ओरिजिनल वेक्टर होगा। ओके स्टूडेंट, तो इसको हम पोस्टली एंड गोइंग टू इरेज एंड आफ्टर इरेजिंग इट्स वैल्यू आई विल कैलकुलेट एंड देन आई विल राइट प्रॉपर्ली। सो हियर आई विल राइट वेक्टर PQ which is equal to, here I have to write -3 -2 that will be -5 vector I cap, and here 3 minus 2 that will be 1, so coefficient of J will be -1 vector J cap. Similarly 7 plus 5 that will be 12, so here I can write 12 vector K cap. So this is the position vector. This is the position vector we have to write properly. Here I write this is the position vector. This is the position vector. This is one answer here I have got. Okay, this is the position vector and its value I have got. Vector PQ which is equal to this one and this one. Now next question is that we have to find the speed when that object is moving from point P to Q. So we have to get this distance and divided by time. Time is also given in milliseconds. So this distance can be obtained by formula by taking its magnitude. So here I will put magnitude of vector PQ which is equal to, here I will also put -5 vector I cap -1 vector J cap plus 12 vector K cap. I have to take its magnitude. Okay, the concept of this modulus and I have to explain in detail so you can understand in detail. So here I will write -5 if I will take this magnitude. So this is the, I will say this is the operator and it will give plus value. This is the operator and it will give plus value. If I will within this operator -5, so it will give positive value. If within this operator will be -9, so its value will be 9. If in modular sign, if 4 will be available inside mod, so I can get its value in 4, because modulus always give positive sign. Because if negative sign will be available, so it will give positive sign. If positive sign will be available, so also it will give same sign, that is positive sign. Okay, so here I have to take its magnitude. So this here I can write PQ. Here I can write PQ or vector PQ magnitude. So its value will be like this. I will write one information yesterday I have already explained with you. So here I will put the coefficient of x square, and here I will write coefficient of vector K square, and here I will write coefficient of vector K square. So we will use this step because this formula yesterday I have already discussed with you. Here I will put the coefficient of vector I square plus coefficient of vector J square plus coefficient of vector K square, and I will calculate its value, and that value will be the distance from the point P to Q. Okay, so further I am going to also translate this information with information in English, so that each and every student can also understand who are reading in Hindi and that is in YouTube. Now यहाँ पर हम कहेंगे कि जब हमने दो वेक्टर दिए, दो पोजीशन वेक्टर दिया गया था OP और OQ। OP को R1 से रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं और OQ को R2 से। इसके वैल्यू को दिया गया है। जब सिंप्लीफाई करने के बाद से हमको PQ वेक्टर मिला है। PQ वेक्टर को हम टेक्निकली नेम जो होता है डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर के नाम से जानते हैं। तो यहाँ पर टेक्निकली डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर को PQ से रिप्रेजेंट किए। जब सिंप्लीफाई किए तो यह हमको एक वेक्टर मिला। इस वेक्टर को हम क्या कहेंगे, इसीलिए पोजीशन वेक्टर, दैट इज वो भी एक डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर। इसको हम यहाँ पर कहेंगे दिस इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर। यहाँ पर लिखेंगे दिस इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट, दिस इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर। सो हम कहेंगे दिस इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर। Q जो था वो एक डिस्प्लेसमेंट वेक्टर होगा जो हमारे क्वेश्चन में रिक्वायरमेंट था। इसको हमने सॉल्व किया, इसको हम एक आंसर है। उसके बाद से कहा गया है कि P से Q तक जब ऑब्जेक्ट मूव करता है तो इस समय जो टाइम T सेकेंड लगता है, तो हमको स्पीड बताइए कि किस स्पीड से जो होता है पॉइंट P से Q तक मूव किया है। इसको फाइंड आउट करने के लिए हम जानते हैं कि P से Q तक के डिस्टेंस को कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो इसका मैग्नीट्यूड ये वैल्यू आएगी। ये डिस्टेंस हमको मिल गया और यहाँ से P से Q तक मूव करता है तो इसके लिए 3 सेकेंड टाइम लगता है। इसलिए हम कहेंगे कि स्पीड इज इक्वल टू डिस्टेंस डिवाइडेड बाई टाइम। एंड में डिस्टेंस को कैलकुलेट करेंगे, कैलकुलेट करने के बाद से 3 से डिवाइड करेंगे, एक वैल्यू आएगा। वो वैल्यू जो होता है उस वैल्यू को हम स्पीड कहेंगे। उस स्पीड से जो होता है वो ऑब्जेक्ट जो होता है P से Q तक प्रॉपर्ली मूव करेगा, प्रॉपर्ली और सेफली। ओके, तो these are the informations and you are doing very well. Okay, so now above information I am going to erase, and after erasing I will find the second answer, that is the value of speed. So here I will say the value of PQ is, here I will write in the square, I will write the value of -5 whole square, that will be 25, plus the value of -1 square, that will be 1, plus the value of -12, that will be 144. Now I will simplify it. So after simplify, 5 plus 1 6 plus 4, that will be 10. Now here 4 plus 2, 4 plus 2 6 plus 1 7, and here I will write 1. It means that 170. Again I can check it. 26. It is 6 plus 4 10. Here will be 7 1. So addition is okay. Okay. Now value data I am going to use. After erasing I will write here PQ. Magnitude of PQ, which is equal to 170 meter, because its unit is in meter. So I will write here properly in meter. Okay. So PQ is equal to, its value is 170 meter in square. Okay. Now I will find the speed value, that is PQ speed. Speed value which is equal to, I will write distance divided by time taken. Which is moving from point P to Q. So distance is already available, 170 square root of 170, and time is also available here 3. So I will divide it 3. Now speed है unit meter per second. Okay, so this is the required information, and this is the second answer of my question. Okay, so these informations I will also explain in Hindi, so student who are ready in UP board, that is in Hindi medium, those students can also get the value of speed. यहाँ पर हम देखे हैं कि जब हम पोजीशन वेक्टर के वैल्यू को कैलकुलेट किया है तो पोजीशन वेक्टर के वैल्यू को कैलकुलेट करने के बाद से पी से क्यू के बीच के डिस्टेंस को कैलकुलेट करना था, तो उसका हम परिणामी मैग्नीट्यूड लिया है। परिणामी मैग्नीट्यूड लिया तो उसके परिणामी मैग्नीट्यूड को स्क्वायर 170 मिला है, ये मीटर में, क्योंकि वो लेंथ को जो था हमने मीटर में कैलकुलेट किया है। तो इसका मैग्नीट्यूड ले लिया। हम जानते हैं स्पीड का फार्मूला पर डिस्टेंस बटे टाइम टेकन होता है। डिस्टेंस हमने पी से क्यू तक में आप जब फाइंड आउट किया तो स्क्वायर 170 मीटर मिला है। तो डिस्टेंस की जगह को 170 यहाँ पर सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, लेकिन यहाँ टाइम टेकन जो होता है जब पी से क्यू तक मूव किया है तो 3 सेकंड बाद इसे डिवाइड करेंगे, जो वैल्यू आएगा उस वैल्यू को हम क्या करेंगे, स्पीड का वैल्यू होगा, लेकिन इसका यूनिट जो होता है मीटर पर सेकेंड है, ये सिस्टम में लिखा गया है। तो ऑलरेडी हम ये सिस्टम में प्रॉपरली लिखेंगे। ओके, अगर ये वीडियो आपको अच्छा लगा तो इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लाइक करें, शेयर करें अपने कलीग्स के साथ, फ्रेंड्स के साथ और स्टूडेंटों के साथ, ताकि उनका भी नॉलेज इस पॉइंट को अपडेट और डेवलप हो सके। दिस इज द इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक बिकॉज सम क्वेश्चन कैन बी आस्क्ड इन योर एग्जाम and some question can be also asked in your competitive exam. So these concepts you have to know properly, because here there are questions are available. One, we have to find the displacement vector, the value of the displacement vector, and also you have to find that we have to find the speed of object that is moving from point P to Q in 3 seconds. So time can be changed, displacement vector can be, position vector can be changed, so displacement vector can be changed. So you can get another displacement vector, and also you can also get the other speed value. Okay, so concept will be same. Okay student, if you are getting any confusion, so you write your doubt in comment section. I will see your comment, that is doubt or your query positively I will see, and after looking your comment, query or any positively information which are available regarding the vector, that is displacement vector, and also about position vector or about the speed. So positively I will see, and then I will give the answer of your question properly and positively. Okay student, so these are the information, and you have to know this information in detail, because this information will help you, because some question 100% can be asked in your exam, and also question will be asked in your competitive exam, because there are 3 axes. One is the x-axis, and other is the y-axis, and third is the z-axis. So all informations are available here, and those informations we can also solve for getting the value of displacement vector and also the value of speed that object is moving from point P to Q. Okay, so this concept yesterday I have already explained with you. Now today I have given one numerical information, and so with the help of this numerical information, the theory of the displacement vector you have known clearly. Okay students, if you have any doubts, so you write your doubt in comment section. Positively I will see, and then I will reply the answer of your question. Okay student, now this concept and its solution I will erase, and after erasing I will also explain the next type of vector, that will be the equal vector. Okay student, so here I am going to erase positively, and the next topic I will explain. So if for example here for understanding next topic, which is the type of vector, and that next topic is the equal vector. Okay, so here I will say what is the concept of equal vector. You have to know it positively. Equal vector, इस हिंदी will be समान सभी equal vectors. Here I will write सभी समान सदिश राशि समान सदिश राशि समान सदिश राशि I have to explain it. Okay. So here the concept of equal vector will be easy because here I will consider two vectors. If both vector will have same magnitude and same direction, so I will say both vector will be equal. If direction of the vectors, if the direction of 2 or 3 are more than 2 vector will be same, magnitude and direction both will be same, so I will say all vectors will be equal. So here I am considering two vectors. If two vectors have same magnitudes and directions, then both vectors are called equal vector. Equal vectors. Now here I am considering the vector A. Now its value is ax vector I plus ay vector j plus az vector I cap. Similarly, I will consider another vector that is b. So here I will say bx vector I cap plus by vector j cap plus bj vector a cap. So here I am looking vector A and vector B. Both have different magnitude corresponding vector I, vector A and vector A. But I will say both vector will be same. So it will have some condition, and that condition I have to put. Both vectors will be equal. Vector A will be equal to vector B if here I will write condition ax is equal to bx, ay which is equal to by, and vector az which is equal to vector bj. It means that corresponding coefficient will be same. The vector I in the vector A has coefficient ax, and in vector B the vector I has coefficient bx. So both vector will be same if the coefficient of vector I in the first equation and also in the second vector. So I will say coefficient of vector I in first vector ax which is equal to the coefficient of I in second vector which is equal to bx if both will be same. Similarly ay will be equal to by, az which is equal to bj. If this condition will be okay, so I will say this both vector will be equal, and because it has two conditions. One condition is magnitude and other condition is direction. Other condition is direction, and I will say vector A and vector B have same direction. If these two conditions will exist, If these two conditions will exist, so I will say vector A and also vector B which is equal to each other. It means I will say vector A is equal to vector B. And in graphically, I will say this is the vector which is represented by vector A, and I will say another vector here. There is no space, so I will draw like this. This is a vector. This is a vector, and it is represented with A, and this is also a vector, and it is represented with B. Now both will same. It means that the coefficient of each direction of vector A will be equal to the coefficient of each vector direction will be same. It means that Ax which is equal to Bx, Bx and Ay which is equal to By and Az which is equal to Dx, and both will have same direction because here vector A and vector B have same direction. Both have same direction. If these two conditions will exist, so I will say vector A which is equal to vector B. So these are the information, and we have to note it positively. Okay. So both vector, that is two vector will be equal. It means that I will say the corresponding coefficient of the vector will be equal, and both vector will have same direction. Okay. So this information I will also explain in Hindi. So student who are in Hindi medium, so those student can also understand in detail. Okay. यहाँ पर कहा गया इक्वल वेक्टर, इसका मतलब समान सदिश राशियाँ, दो सदिश राशियाँ समान तब और तभी होगा जब उसका मैग्नीट्यूड का मतलब परिमाण और डायरेक्शन का मतलब दिशा, जब परिमाण और दिशा दोनों वेक्टर का एक समान होगा तो हम कहेंगे कि दोनों वेक्टर जो है इक्वल वेक्टर होंगे, मतलब दोनों समान सदिश राशियाँ होंगे। इसलिए हमने कंसीडर किया है, एज्यूम किया, माना है कि वेक्टर ए विच इक्वल टू AXI प्लस AYJ प्लस AZ के फॉर्म में लिखा गया। उसी तरीके से दूसरा वेक्टर बी जो होता है BXI प्लस BYJ प्लस BZ एक वेक्टर लिखा गया। अब कहा गया ये दोनों वेक्टर समान है, ये दोनों वेक्टर समान कब और तभी होंगे कि अगर एक का मीनिंग होता है अगर या यदि, अगर वेक्टर ए में जो वेक्टर आई का कोफिशिएंट AX है और वेक्टर बी में जो आई का कोफिशिएंट DY है, ये दोनों बराबर हो गया। इसी तरीके से करस्पॉन्डिंग वेक्टर ए के जे वेक्टर जे का कोफिशिएंट AY है, उसी तरीके से वेक्टर बी में जो जे का कोफिशिएंट जो का DY है, ये दोनों बराबर होना चाहिए जब दोनों वेक्टर बराबर होंगे। उसी तरीके से हम कह सकते हैं सिमिलरली वेक्टर ए में जो के वेक्टर के का कोफिशिएंट AZ है, उसी तरीके से वेक्टर बी में वेक्टर के का कोफिशिएंट BZ है। अगर ये दोनों बराबर होता है तो एक कंडीशन यह होगा। उसी तरीके से हम कहेंगे वेक्टर ए की दिशा और वेक्टर बी की दिशा दोनों का दिशा समान होता है। अगर ये दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई होगा तो हम कहेंगे कि दोनों वेक्टर इक्वल वेक्टर होंगे, दैट इज समान सदिश राशियाँ होंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट, आई होप दैट you are doing very well. So you like this live video and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students so that they can also improve, like it, update and develop their knowledge on this topic. Okay, if you are getting any confusion on any point, so you ask your information, that is your comment, that is your issue, your possibly issue regarding this topic, and also that is you can say for any query which is related to this topic. So positively you ask in comment section and then I will reply the answer after your question in detail positively. Okay student, now before I have given you one numerical and solution of that numerical in detail, so that type of question can be asked in your exam, so positively you concentrate on there. Okay, so previous class is also important for you. If you had missed that class, so you go in my video section and you see in the playlist section each and every topic of the class 11 quiz I have already explained there, I have organized there, and you can learn easily because that is free online coaching classes and you take its advantage. Okay student, if you will have any query that is positive query related to the class 11 physics, positively you ask and I will explain in detail. Okay student, so if you have any doubt that is regarding this topic and any query regarding this topic, so you positively write your comment and then I will see your comment positively and then I will give the appropriate solution of your question. Okay student, so thank you for watching this live video. Okay, Jai Hind. I will meet you on the same time, that is 30 minutes past to 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. 30 minutes past to 8 p.m. On which I will meet on the same time only. Sunday will be off. So you follow this time interval, that is time interval means time slot positively. Okay. Again I am going to write time slot and you have to follow it positively, properly and safely because you have to learn positively. 30 minutes past to 7 p.m. up to 2 up to 30 minutes past to 8 p.m. So this time interval you follow positively, properly and safely to get the advantage of free online coaching classes because I have already uploaded the class 12 physics solution of the class 12 mathematics, class 12 physics and also class 11 physics and also for class 11th math, and already I have defined the concept and also I have given some numericals for the class 10th physics and also class 10th mathematics. So you take its advantage because all these data are available free online. Okay, so this information and also giving you free online coaching classes, therefore you take its advantage positively. Okay, so therefore I am going to disconnect the communication with you tomorrow on the same time. I will meet you. Okay, thank you for watching. Jai Hind, Rana Sir.